But when it comes to gay people and minorities, y'all automatically have something to say. I was never taught what the civil rights movement was. What is up, legends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. What I have for you today is my unpopular opinions back to school edition. Let's get started. My first unpopular opinion is that Khan Academy, at least for math, is literally stupid. And it doesn't help, and it doesn't work, and it's not the move. Why can't the teachers teach their own thing? My next unpopular opinion: the only homework that should exist is math homework and reading, like English homework, but like only the reading part, and AP honors classes or just like college classes or PSEO and stuff like that. Like I like they send you home with your textbook and some worksheet that you're not even learning from because you're just copying it off of the textbook. My next unpopular opinion: we shouldn't have to learn math after we learn the basics, or like after like algebra, because it won't help us. Like pre-calculus, like I don't even know what that is, and then geometry, like maybe that'll help me, but I shouldn't have to learn all the things in geometry that I won't need, because I guarantee what I learned in 10th grade geometry isn't going to help me when I'm 30 and trying to build something, because I'm not going to remember. I'm going to have to learn it all over again anyway. My next unpopular opinion: all schools should have at least one on-site therapist, like the whole time. I don't know if all schools do. I feel like they probably don't, but I feel like that should just be a thing. My next opinion is that being on your period should be a valid excuse to not go to school. Because some people literally can't move, or like they barf and stuff on their period, and like you expect them to go to school. Like, that's not the move. Teachers who say no to ask if you can go to the bathroom should be fired. What are you gaining? What are you gaining? Like, especially for kids who don't even act up. Like, just random kids. Sometimes they're like, no, we're in the middle of a lesson. Like, okay, and I'm about to pee my pants. Like, what do you want me to do about it? And they're like, oh, don't even get me started on,
only if it's an emergency.
To me, it is. To me, it is an emergency, because I have to pee. My next opinion is that popcorn reading is literally traumatic. Making kids that don't like to read aloud in class, read aloud in class, and after that, and with that, making it so they don't even know when they're going to have to read, so they can't even prepare to read it. Who came up with that? More places in districts need to normalize that not going to college isn't that big of a deal. Because my school has like a whole thing where they teach us about why it's not important to go to college if you don't have to, which is great, but a lot of schools like don't really have that. I don't really hear anyone talk about it. If you're gonna be a hairdresser and you don't need to go to school or college, like, why spend so much money for you to do someone's hair in the end of it all? Required full year classes for like core classes shouldn't even be a thing after we learn the basics. Like math, like algebra and geometry and whatever else we learn, algebra 2, like that shouldn't be required. And if it is, it shouldn't be required for a whole year, because when am I gonna need to know about the quadratic formula if I'm gonna do nails at the salon? Like, make it make sense. Teachers and janitors deserve way more hype and way more money and way more appreciation, because teachers have to deal with the worst of the worst. Like, these kids that come into their class every day, ruin their day every day, and then these teachers just have to simply deal with it. And the kids like barely ever even get in trouble. They get in trouble for like a day, and then they have to come back the next day. They are not getting paid enough for that. And janitors, oh my god. The things I've seen people do in the bathroom. But teachers who don't respect kids or their own students do not deserve our respect.
Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but it must be said.
Not being in clubs or having a lot of school spirit does not ruin your high school experience, nor does it make you lame. A lot of us just don't like it here. We hate it here. So why do we want to celebrate a place that we hate? It's like, if I hate my job, I'm not gonna go and celebrate working there because I don't like it. Like, sure, it can be fun if you're extroverted and you like your school and you have friends, or if you just want friends. But like, if you are in your place, in your mind and your business, I don't understand why it's such a big deal and why everyone's like, oh, it's gonna ruin your high school experience. My high school experience has been ruined. It stays being ruined. So maybe I don't dress up. I think that there should be religious days like Hanukkah and stuff, like that other religions other than like the main religion in where you are, which is mostly in America, like Christian religions like Christmas and Easter, like we always get those off. But I feel like every religion should have their major holidays off. Like, it doesn't even affect me, but it just like doesn't sit right with me. Like, why do they have to miss school to celebrate their religion when we get the day off plus days surrounding it off to hang out with our family? My next one is more controversial than unpopular, but we shouldn't be still learning or repeating the pledge at school and being forced to do it. Like, first of all, why are we like saying it anymore? Like, we know what it is. We don't need to say it. And second of all, why are we forced to say it? Like, why? There is no reason. Homework should be graded and then put into the grade book. Like, when you take home your math worksheets and your math book work and whatever, and then you do it at home, and then you take it back to school, and then they grade it, and then you don't know how to do math, so you get like an F, and then they put it in the grade book. And then whether you did it or not, that's like 15% of your grade, and if you did do it and you got an F, like, that's the kids that are rude and annoying and obnoxious to substitute teachers. I don't understand. Like, they just shouldn't exist. They're annoying. And I just, like, it doesn't make sense. My next one is that you should have to take some sort of pre-test or, like, pre-quiz before you get into honors and AP and PSEO classes and stuff. This isn't really unpopular, but it is, like, kind of controversial, but not really, but, like, kind of. I mean, but gay history and cultural history should be, like, their own thing, like their own class that we should have to take, because there's so much to unpack there. That should just be things we have to learn from and not have it whitewashed, because it should just be mandatory to learn that. And it shouldn't be a discussion. And then when people are like, oh, well, that goes against my religion. Okay. When we had to learn about Hanukkah, or when we have to learn about other religions and other things that may not sit right with you, you keep your mouth shut, don't you? But when it comes to gay people and minorities, y'all automatically have something to say. Now, this next one is not to, like, put down anybody or invalidate anyone's body type or anything, but thick girls get dress coded more than skinny girls. The next one, which I've talked about before and I will talk about forever, is that counselors just ain't it. My next opinion, which might be unpopular, I don't know, but face-to-face schooling right now should not be required from your local school. Everyone should have a choice. Okay, these next few things are kind of just things that I don't understand. Tell me why my hairdresser is the one who taught me what a trade school was. Tell me why the water fountains in my school, the stalls, are never stocked. The toilet paper is always out. The soap's always out. And the water fountains in my school are always on red. But they had the audacity to build an entire building for just the 9th graders. Where are y'all pulling that money from? That you can't put it into the water filter. Also, tell me why I didn't know that schools have social workers. Also, my very last thing was that I was never taught what the civil rights movement was. Like, never in any detail. Like, maybe someone told me in 7th grade that it happened, but no one ever told me what happened, or who was doing it, or what we were doing it for.
Huh?
So I'm gonna have to do some research on what that was. I did some yesterday because I already filmed this video once, and then the lighting was so bad that I'm refilming it again. And then when I did that, I looked it up and I got some information, but I'm gonna have to dig deeper because I really just don't know. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe, comment anything you want, and follow my socials if you want to. And I will see you in my next video.